Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about my teen mom story. So if a lot of you guys don't know, because I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and by the way, thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. And if you're not subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Definitely hit that subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, hit that notification bell so when I come with a new video, you guys would definitely know about it. But with that being said, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about my teen mom story. So like I said, I have a lot of new subscribers, so if you guys don't know, I have three children, or kids, or whatever. I have 3 of them. Now, I had 4 pregnancies, but I have 3 alive kids. So 4 pregnancies, but 3 alive kids. So I was a teen mom. I was pretty much a teen mom with 2 of my kids. And my daughter, which is my 3rd kid, I had her when I was like 21. So I was still young. So by the age of 21, I had 3 kids. Crazy, right? Yes, 3. So my oldest son, I had him when I got pregnant when I was 13, but I had him when I was 14. So yeah, you guys, I was still a baby. Crazy, right? And the crazy part is my daughter right now is 13, and I probably would lose my mind if she gets pregnant with a baby. Lose my mind. But praying to God that that doesn't happen. But anyway, so my teen mom story. So my oldest son, I got pregnant with him at 13 and I had him at 14. Mind you guys, when I got pregnant with him, I was still in middle school. I was in the 6th grade. I was supposed to be in the 7th grade, but I got kept back in the 4th grade, if you guys caught all that. But anyway, so I was 13 years old when I got pregnant, and I did get pregnant by a guy that was older than me. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk too much on the relationship, dad, this, that, this. I ain't going to do that. But I am going to kind of tell you a little bit how it came about. So, as I stated, I was 13 years old when I got pregnant. I was in middle school. I met this guy. And this guy, he was telling me all the right things that I wanted to hear. And mind you guys, I was young. And I was, at the time, I was searching for love. And I was searching for love in places that love did not exist. But I was searching for love. And I would not technically say that I was getting a whole bunch of love at home, or even a whole bunch of, I wouldn't even say I wasn't getting a whole bunch of love. I was not getting the attention that, you know, young girls seek. So I found attention in the streets. So I'm kind of going to give you guys a picture of my background, basically how I was living at the time. So I was 13 years old, and at this time I was living with my aunt. And if a lot of you don't know, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. And at the time I was living with my auntie in the Calio Project. And if you guys don't know about the Calio Project, Google it, search it, YouTube it, whatever. So the Calio Project was not a good project at all. It was a dangerous project to live in. So at that time, I was living with my auntie, with her at the time 2 kids and her husband. So I was living with her. So it was my auntie, her husband, her 2 kids. It was me, my brother, and my grandma living in all one house. Mind you, this was only a 2-bedroom house. So we were all living in this one house. My grandma, and by the way, you guys, my grandmother raised me because my mom had me at 14. So this was kind of like a generational thing here. So my mom had me at 14 and I wound up getting pregnant at 13 and having my son at 14. So my mom did not raise me. My grandmother raised me. And we were all living in this one house. And my auntie, she was cool. She was cool people. But somehow I ended up always babysitting her kids. And mind you guys, even when I was young, I always loved kids. I really did always love kids. Like, was always drawn to kids. But somehow my auntie, every time she would leave the house to go party, this and that, I ended up babysitting her kids. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm doing this. I'm taking care of their kids. I'm doing this, and you know, I'm looking for love. And if I can do this, then I can have a baby on my own. Like, you know, why am I babysitting everybody else's kids? And a baby's gonna love me unconditionally. So that was my thought process. It may be crazy, but it was my thought process at the time. So met this guy. We hit it off. Blah blah blah. We had sex multiple times. He knew that I was young. I knew that he was older. I didn't know he was as old. I didn't know he was as old as he was, but I did know he was older. So come to find out one day, and you know what? I'm not going to even tell this story because I'm going to probably tell this story in another story time. But come to find out, I was young. And I was kind of like the side chick. So come to find out, he had another girlfriend that was also pregnant, and I didn't know. But like I said, I can save that for another story time. And yeah, one day we were just kicking it, and I pretty much, and of course we were having sex, and I pretty much told him he wanted to pull out, and I was like, no, stay in, get me pregnant. And yes, I just said that. So I literally told him to stay in and get me pregnant. So, and he did that. It is what it was. I was pregnant. I want to say like the next month or so, I knew I was pregnant. And mind you, when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't go to no doctor. I didn't do none of that. I knew I was pregnant right off the gate. I believe I missed my period, and at the same time I was throwing up and I was sick. And like every month, even though my mom didn't raise me, every month she would come by and buy all the little stuff that we needed, such as my pads or anything. And this particular month, I didn't quite requested for any type of pads or anything. So she came over to the house, and she was like, she kind of had got this thought like, you didn't request for any pads or anything. Did your period come down? And I didn't say anything. And she asked me, could you be pregnant? And I didn't say anything. I think I just told her no, but I knew I was pregnant because at this point, like months passed by, and I kind of started showing a little bit because, mind you guys, I was like really skinny back then. I was so skinny, you see my ribs. That's how skinny I was. So a few months of me being pregnant, I was showing right then and there. And I was kind of hiding my pregnancy by wearing bigger clothes and this and that. So on the backside, my mom knew I was pregnant. So I think like months later, I don't even know how many months later, but I want to say maybe 2 months later, my mom took me to the doctor. She found out I was pregnant, and she wanted me to have an abortion. Mind you guys, I didn't live with my mom. My mom really didn't take care of me. She took care of me, but she didn't raise me. She'll come and buy things that we need, but in hindsight, she didn't raise me. So she wanted me to have an abortion, and I really didn't want to have an abortion because, mind you guys, I told this guy to pretty much get me pregnant. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, she wanted me to have an abortion, and I didn't want that because, you know, I wanted the baby so bad because I wanted someone to love me. And I knew for a fact that that baby was going to love me. If nobody else did, the baby was going to love me, and I was going to love that baby. So I didn't want to have an abortion. And my grandma, she set me down. And mind you guys, my grandma is the coolest person ever. And she would tell you what's on her mind in a minute. She don't hold nothing back. She don't do none of that. And I got a lot of ways from my grandma because I'm a very outspoken person. I tell you what's on my mind. And if you don't like it, then oh goddamn well. But anyway, so my grandma set me down, and she was like, look, okay, you're 13 years old. you about to have a baby. And she basically asked me what was my plan. And at the time, I didn't really have no plan. It is what it was. But my grandma was all about school. She didn't care about nothing else. She wanted, and it was concrete. Look, you go to school, you get an education, you get that high school diploma, no matter what the situation is. So my grandma was all about school. So basically my grandma told me, look, you're pregnant, babies don't stop anything. And that's exactly what she told me. Babies don't stop anything. You still need to go to school. You still need to get that degree. And that's how my grandma left it. So I wound up having a baby, and when during my pregnancy, I was moving from house to house to house. So during the end of my pregnancy, I wound up moving with my cousin, and my cousin lived in a suburb. So my cousin lived in New Orleans East. So again, if you guys don't know about it, Google it. So my cousin lived in New Orleans East. She lived in East Show in New Orleans East. So I moved with my cousin, and my cousin was a hairdresser. Loved my cousin because she did our hair for free, and child, my hair used to be sticking and yeah, whatever. But I love my cousin. She was there for me. She helped me, just in that. So me and my grandma moved with my cousin. I believe my brother moved with us too, if I'm not mistaken. But we moved to my cousin's house, and like towards the end of my pregnancy, I stayed with my cousin. And my cousin helped me out. I had a baby shower. I got a bunch of stuff, and I got to know like the people that my cousin was friends with, and everybody was cool. They all helped me out. So during my pregnancy, I was towards my end of my pregnancy, I was living with my cousin. And around the time that I went into labor, it was crazy story, you guys. True story though. So the day before, so the day I went into labor, the next day I had a doctor's appointment. So the day that my water bag broke, I did not know that it broke. So what happened was, again y'all, true story. So what happened was, that night I was sleeping. And this is how you know how young I was. I was sleeping, right? And I was woken by pain, meaning I was having contractions. So the pain woke me up out of my sleep, and I didn't think none of it. I just thought I was having pain. So when I woke up, I noticed that I was soaked and wet, and from there I just figured that I peed on myself. So what I did, I got up, changed my clothes, changed the bedding, and at the same time, you guys, I'm still having pain. It's pain, but it's not bad pain that I can't take. So I'm having pain. That was it. Dried myself off, cleaned myself up, went back to bed. Got up the next morning. I had my doctor's appointment. Got up, caught the bus, you guys, like it was nothing. And I mean, I was still maybe having pain, but it wasn't that bad. Got up, caught the bus. Mind you, my doctor was like maybe an hour away. Caught the bus. I had to catch like maybe 3 buses to get to my doctor's appointment. Caught the bus to the doctor's appointment. Get to the doctor's appointment. The doctor checks me. And when she checked me, she's like, oh my God, I think your water bag broke. So they took the test, and come to find out, I had no more, how you say, amyloid fluid. I didn't have any more of that because my water bag broke. So they had to rush me over to the ER. And when I got to the ER, you guys, my pain had got worse. So I got to the ER. They asked me that I wanted to have an epidural, and I was like, yes, I want to have an epidural. Of course I do. So eventually I got the epidural, but by then, you guys, I was in so much pain. I'm telling you, the pain was horrible. Telling you, horrible. Mind you, as a 14-year-old girl going through the pain I was going through, it was crazy. So I was going through this pain. They gave me my epidural, but by then it was too late because I was so many centimeters dilated. The epidural did nothing for me. The epidural, all it did was took the pain from my belly and it went to my back. And it was just bad, y'all. It was just bad. The baby he didn't want to come out because at this time I was young. So I was in labor for Lord knows how many hours. I don't even know how long I was in labor for, you guys. I knew I was in labor for a long time because he didn't want to come out, and they were trying everything. I was pushing for hours, and nothing didn't happen. And back then, I don't know if they still have this, but back then they had, I used to call it a spoon and fork, but there were these little things that they used to pull the baby head out. So they had those things, and they kept trying to pull his head out, but he wasn't coming out. And I'm started pushing, and he wouldn't come out. Eventually, they got him out. Pain went away. But when he came out, you guys, this is going to be TMI. It will be. When he came out, he ripped me from my private area all the way to my butt. And I still have the scar in my butt from that. And I remind him every day that he's a pain in my ass, literally. So he ripped me from my private area all the way to my butt. And like I said, you guys, I still have that scar. So at 14 years old, my son ripped me all the way, just ripped me. They had to sew me inside. They had to sew me inside and outside. So I didn't have a C-section. I had him natural, but he ripped me pretty bad. And I had to stay in the hospital for a while. And mind you guys, before you left the hospital, you had to take a bowel movement. Taking a bowel movement was so hard for me, you guys, because mind you, he ripped me. So having a bowel movement, that was the hardest thing ever. But I wanted to go home so bad, and I had that bowel movement. But it was horrible. Yeah. At 14, and literally my cousin came in the room. She said, I guarantee you ain't gonna have no more kids, huh? And I was like, nope. But in hindsight, I got pregnant 2 years later. Crazy, right? So yeah, so I had him. We went home. Everything was peaches and cream. Again, I was young. I had the help of my grandmom and my cousin. They all helped me with him. But funny story, guys. So when I went home, I didn't know anything about breast milk, any of that. Because mind you guys, I was 14 years old. So when I had him, I didn't breastfeed. I just gave him, you know, bottles. We had Enfamil milk. We gave him not cream milk, but, you know, baby milk, baby formula. So we gave him that. And mind you guys, so my breast, so when I used to take a shower, they tell you after having a baby, you're never supposed to let the warm water run on your chest. Again, you guys, I did not know this because I was young. And I would go take a shower and I let the water run on my breast and this and that. And it was all good. Water felt it good. But a few weeks later, my milk was not coming out. And my breast got so huge, you guys. My breast got so huge and hard. My breast was so hard because the milk was just sitting in my breast. They were just sitting there, and they were so hard, and they hurt it so bad. I went to my cousin, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't move. Like, literally, I felt like I had fucking 20-pound weights on my chest. That's how I felt. So I went to my cousin. I'm like, oh, something is wrong with my breasts. They're so hard and they hurt. And she looked at them. She felt them. She's like, oh my God, your milk is not coming out. I'm going to have to squeeze your breast to get the milk out. So we go in the room. She's trying to squeeze my breast. You guys, I was screaming so loud because it hurted. My breast was hurting so bad. She kept squeezing. She said, you better let me squeeze these breasts. If not, we're going to have to go to the hospital and they're going to have to give you a shot in your nipple, which I don't know if that was true, but she was trying to scare me. But she just squeezing and squeezing, and eventually she squeezed a lot of it out to where, you know, the breast got soft and this and that. But you guys, because I was so young, I did not know all of this. I did not know that the milk was supposed to come out of the breast. I didn't know all this. But eventually, you guys, I had my son at a young age. I had him at 14. And I had my second son at 16. So I was a teen mom twice. And you guys, to be honest with you, even though I was a teen mom, I don't have no regrets. I love my kids, and I love kids. You know, would I say that life was easy? It was not easy at all, because I was this young mom and I didn't get to experience a lot of things that teenagers experience. I was a mom, so I wasn't able to go out to those parties. I wasn't able to do things that teens did, but I chose that life. And because I chose that life, I stuck with it. And you guys, when I did it really good, because believe it or not, I was a teen mom at 14 and 16, and both of my sons right now, both have graduated from high school. Both are in college right now. So if you can never say because you're a teen mom that things would never go your way. And you guys, I did. In the 8th grade, I dropped out of school. I did. I didn't even continue on to school. But as I got older, I went back, got my GED, and now I have a bachelor's degree. So you can never say that it can't be done. It can be done. You know, so being a teen mom doesn't stop anything. I mean, it may delay it, but it won't stop it. You can still have those dreams that you had when you were young, if that's what you want to do. It doesn't stop anything. So yeah, you guys, so that was my teen mom story. If you guys was a teen mom, please share a little bit of your story down in the comment section. Let me know how you dealt with being a teen mom. Because I guarantee you guys, it was not easy at all to get to this point at all. It was a struggle every day. Every day. And yes, I may have had people that helped me, but I also had people who doubted me, who said that I would not be nothing but a baby mama, told me that I would never amount to nothing. I had those people, but at the same time, I still had faith in myself to know that I can turn out to be something good. And I felt like I did that. So again, you guys, let me know if you were a teen mom. Let me know your teen mom story. Or if you guys just want to chat about any little thing, put it down in the comment section, and we can have a discussion down in the comment section. But yeah, you guys, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening to my teen mom story. And before I get out of here, you guys, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and support my channel. Support me bringing videos to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. So yeah, you guys, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, so every time I come with those videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday, you will get the notification. And definitely thumbs up this video if you enjoy my teen mom story. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.